did it. I finished the race. I made it to the end. That's what it's all about. We run the races, not to just run, but to finish. And that's what we're looking at here on day 63 of our M90 challenge as we're continuing down this list of instructions that Paul gives to Timothy to finish strong. Paul lays it out. He says, hey man, those are my words. He says, I have done it. He says here in verse number 7, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. He's basically saying, I lived my life the very best I could for Jesus Christ. Now it's completed and I've accomplished the mission. That's what it's all about. That's what we're living for. That's why we do what we do. That's why we're taking time to memorize these scriptures. That's why we take time to intentionally serve God, is so that we can finish our course, so that we can keep the faith, so that we can know we've made it to the end and we've given our very best. So he explains here, I've fought a good fight. Gives that analogy. If I had boxing gloves, I would be showing you those. But his Christian fight, his fight against evil, his fight against unrighteousness, his fight against self, he's fought a good fight. He gave everything he had, and he accomplished it, and he won in the fight of his life. He says, I finished my course. That chart, that course that God laid for his life, he finished it. He was faithful. Not without some bumps and falls along the way, but he made it to the end. And that's the goal in mind. We don't start this thing to just fall short, but we're going to make it to the end. I have kept the faith. Oh, how that can be said about you and how that can be said about me in terms of my walk with God. I want to keep the faith. When I look around, Timothy, and I see all kinds of people falling away from the faith, following and living in doctrines and teachings that are not true, and heaping to themselves teachers with itching ears, all of that stuff. I don't want to get distracted and caught up in the spirit of this world. I just want to keep the faith. So this is encouraging today that Paul was able to make it to the end. He's instructing Timothy to do the same. And by virtue of that, he's instructing you and he's instructing me. So I encourage you, keep running on your race. Keep fighting in the good fight. Keep going in the course that God has chosen for you. Because it's not so important how many times that you fall or how many times you restart, but the important part is that you finish. And that's what these instructions are all about. Finishing strong. So let's link arms together as we memorize God's word and we take one step closer to that finish line where we can say like Paul, I made it.